the most amazing place I ever visited, and the UNESCO World Heritage Site. One day I was in Thailand and decided I should go visit Angkor Wat. I had heard of it before in popular culture, in some film or other, and off I went. My guide, David, who was a fantastic guide to tour a site with, told me Angkor Wat means the City of Temples and is the largest religious monument in the world at 402 acres or 1.6 kilometres squared. Built in the early 12th century by the Khmer king Suryavarman II, originally built as a Hindu temple, it became a Buddhist temple about 100 years later. We arrived on the Cambodian New Year, so like Thailand at Songkran, the traditional water fights were taking place and the kids were having a great time. The Cambodians are very proud of their history and culture and like to spend time here on holidays to celebrate. When you start to get close to Angkor Wat, you begin to understand the scale of this temple. Let's put into perspective how big this place is. The surrounding moat is 5 kilometres or 3 miles long. Think about that for a minute. And there are 72 other temples and structures in the park. The central sanctuary is said to resemble the 5 mountains ranges of Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods. Do those steps look steep to you? Yes, they are, very steep. The entire Angkor Wat complex was lost and forgotten about until 1861, when a German anthropologist rediscovered it and brought the story back to Europe with him. Restoration work started in the early 1900s and continues today. I was laughing with my guide in the next clip that there would be nobody here tomorrow. You can listen to what he says. So it's very popular with the Cambodian people?
Yeah, only Cambodian.
Ah.
2024 you come here, you are only one. You will lose it very cheap.
I should have waited. I should have went to Phnom Penh first.
Oh, Phnom Penh empty.
Empty?
Yeah, New Year empty, no traffic.
Ah. We then moved across to Angkor Thom and the Terrace of Elephants. Yet again another spectacular structure. Thankfully, there were some shops and stalls nearby for some ice cold refreshment before I collapsed with the heat. Now this is the famous Bayon or Face Temple with its 54 Gothic towers and 216 smiling faces. This image is something you see on lots of Cambodian artwork and crafts. It amazes me how much work must have went into this original city in the 11th century. This is on the scale of the pyramids. I couldn't even guess how much stone was involved. These faces were certainly made to last, still smiling after the guts of 1,000 years, and still a thing of beauty. On to the Ta Prohm Temple, which was a few minutes away from Angkor Thom. This temple is famous for its trees. When the temples were overgrown for hundreds of years by rainforest, banyan trees grew over the buildings. Some were left. Quite amazing. These trees were made famous by the film Tomb Raider in 2001 and made the site part of popular culture. There is an international conservation effort going here to rebuild and protect these structures. And many countries outside Cambodia help with the funding and expertise. Truly a worthy cause. Here is an example of the Chinese government providing assistance for this temple project. We spent almost 5 hours out exploring this wonder in 34 degrees of heat. It almost killed me, but I would gladly do it again. I was so lucky to arrive on Solar New Year's Day and see the celebrations and traditions. I had a guide and a driver with me that was originally organised by my hotel in Siam Reap. I would think you will need both if you visit, due to the size and history of the site. So it is not a cheap day out, but well worth the cost. Admission to enter the national park is $37 for a 1-day pass or $62 for a 3-day pass. Make sure you buy your passes at the official park office, which is located on site as you arrive at the park. If you ever get the chance to go to Angkor Wat, take it. It's one of the most amazing places I ever seen.